Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Geebz, your old composer here at the Decomposer Lounge. And it is the beginning of a new week. Oh my goodness, hell of a weekend I had. Hey, but I did actually get out and paddle around and stuff, so the rotator cuff is almost 100%, so that's a good thing. So let's start off with a good thing. I do remember I have done the Contortionist in the past, and I remember very much prog ambient rock, but I don't know, it's been a while, so I look forward to this. This is the Contortionist. The name of the song is, what is it? Monochrome, Pensive. I realized that they opened up with Monochrome, Passive. So maybe this is obviously the culmination of the whole album. Anyhow, so let's do this. Excited to do this morning. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to edit that out because I'm not going to. I got my coffee over here. That'll pop me by the end of this session. Actually, it looks like it's a 10-minute song, so let's do this. This is the Contortionist. The name of the song is Monochrome Pensive. All right. Well, there's no two ways about it. Letting us settle into this kind of ambient, ethereal kind of vibe definitely it is the fuse, I think, of what might be coming up. I love the fact that I don't, the very beginning chord changes, beautiful voicings, but it could be in the key of B or E. I'm not too sure. Anyhow, they were pedaling the B, the open B, through those chord changes, through those voicings and stuff, which kind of gave us that kind of one constant, if you would, note to hang on to while they were doing these beautiful changes. A lot of layers going on there. Well, not a ton. I'd probably a series of layers going on where we had this beautiful guitar opening up here, but then we had this really warm ambient pad, like a warm I forget what kind of mellow, hollow kind of pad that would kind of answer back a little bit here and set this kind of like blanket of ambience, along with the fact that the way the picking configuration is, or the pattern that they're playing, also has this really beautiful reverb on it. So everything right now is very cerebral. I think that's the best way to go through this. That the percussive stuff that kind of gives you, because it kind of gives you this kind of a chill step kind of vibe. And I'm learning more about chill step and stuff because I'm doing a project right now and comboing that style with other things. And I really like that because it kind of, the pattern and everything that's set up is kind of like a, and then you hear it, you know, so that gives it a little bit of a lift of anticipation and stuff. So speaking of anticipation, let's get back into it. It looks like we got a change coming up here. All right. Super heady, you know, the theater of the mind that this is creating for me. When I came back in, we got into some vocals and stuff, and the chord changes there were very tug of war-ish, along with the melody that the vocalist was singing with his harmonies. So very filled, it in its unique way, really filled up the possibilities within the scale that they're writing in. But obviously using with his voice and his harmonies filling in, you start closing these intervals, and it starts to become a very clustered, multi-tone group of notes that are happening here. But you know, different instruments are holding different tones, but yet you can hear that kind of there's some suspension in there for some, you know, like call to release. And then there's some angst in there, all built in at once. So that's what gave me this really heady, psychedelic, kind of trippy psilocybin kind of vibe. There's that one section though that really kind of caught me off guard a little bit, and it didn't take my vibe away, but when they just kind of squared off a little bit, that kick just kind of came in and was just like, bing, bam, bam. For me, it just kind of put me on pause on the experience. It's not a bad thing. It's just how I listen to it and stuff like that. And then they glide right back into this ambient, ethereal, presence again, and relying on those reverbs and everything like that. This is mixed so well. There's so much. What's unique about ambience and ethereal work is that it's really created around the ability to create space, if you would, and the essence of space in your head, panning left and right. So I'm talking about the full stereo experience, but that can be very tricky because it can get washed out. And so while you're having these arpeggiations that are being held here, or the picking patterns that are being held that have these long reverbs on them, you have to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Aware of what that tail of reverb and those tones are doing and hanging out there, and not to create too much that comes in with. That's why what I love is they'll do this guitar work on this side here, and they're coming in with these answer backs on these synths or these warmer pads and stuff that come through here, like I had mentioned earlier. And I really super dig this. The vocals, though, the arrangements and the harmonies on this are very tight in its cluster, which gives you that cause of like, you don't know if you're getting the wind sucked out of you or something, but it's just a very unique trip for me. I don't know, but for me, I just harkened back to Styx. Remember the band Styx? They were very big on doing those kind of, analog synth kind of patterns and stuff, and pushing it out a little bit in the front. But that's just me going back into what limited knowledge base I have out of my own experience listening to music. Something else I want to bring up that I hadn't said anything about is the percussive nature of the way the drummer is playing is so fun, so unique, and same with the bass. Everyone's got their own little assignment, if you would, but the drummer obviously is always the one that's keeping us and gives us a sense of being in the pocket. There is a lot of, little things that he does, nuances with the cymbals. You might see me do this with my hands or something every now and then. But it looked like there was a little period there where they were kind of playing back and forth between 4/4, 5/4. I don't know. I tried to count it off, but then just as I did, I started thinking about how also the picking patterns of the guitars also had their own, they weren't like in unison following a pattern. Well, this one might be doing something what kind of emulates triplets kind of a vibe, and then this one is kind of squaring it off a little bit, but obviously two different guitar chords, therefore that gives us another layer of very unique rhythm and stuff there. So that too, I wanted to make sure I caught onto that. Okay, let me go back a little bit and finish this off here. I love it when tracks end like this. It kind of gives us a little insight. Sometimes when they'll do something like hard stop and then they let, like for instance, the very last note that was actually hit on this side by the guitar, I think it was a clean guitar, you can actually hear how the delay seemed to have been, it was kind of set like maybe an eighth triplet. So it's a very unique, I don't know, it's like, could be wrong. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just saying. But it is that unique balance of delays and cycled rhythms and stuff like that that are so that when you pull it apart and look at it, it's so intricate. But when you kind of put it together, hence the engineer's work, they all play out in such a very unique way. I can't tell you how many times I've done jobs where people have wanted ambient, ethereal kind of, well, in this case, this is Pensive, right? The other one, the first one's called Passive. But to set an ambiance and stuff like that, where I've used what really my pattern is, that whatever it is that I'm playing, guitar or whatever, might be quarter notes to the, to the tempo. But if I put a delay on it that goes, you know what I'm saying? And then split it out and then split those in two between hard left, hard right. All of a sudden I've turned this quarter note into a very unique pattern. Then I can go really square on the drums or something like that and really kind of square it out, but yet define the uniqueness of the rhythm. The other thing I also want to mention here was as soon as they did light it up a little bit and got very straightforward with the band, you notice because of the they had already established a very ambient and ethereal kind of vibe, that as soon as that happened, in order to keep the essence of the mix and the richness of the ethereal vibe, they were now just going off and just playing, full chords and stuff. There wasn't a lot of heavy stuff. There wasn't a lot of rhythmical things happen. Potential would have been getting muddied up or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't make those decisions. And then I love the drum sounds too. The drum sounds on this track sounds fantastic. Anyhow, thank you very much for hanging out. This is a very long, super chill way to start a Monday morning. I hope you have a great week. I got a pretty busy week here on the channel for you guys. All kinds of fun stuff coming. And my Thursday slow burn session, wait till you see who it is. All right, guys, if you've enjoyed this, type in I'm still here. Thank you for the comments, the likes, you share the videos. Or, obviously buy me a cup of coffee and blah, blah, blah. Take care. Aloha.